exclusive concept art from rejected Deadpool movie pitch. In 2013, while 20th Century Fox was still on the fence about proceeding with an R-rated Deadpool movie helmed by Tim Miller, a visual effects guru who hadn't directed a feature film yet, the studio welcomed pitches from other filmmakers. From November to December of that year, Kelton Cram, a professional conceptual artist that has worked on such films as Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice and X-Men: First Class, worked on concept art for a Deadpool pitch, coming from the mind of Jeff Wadlow, the writer and director of Kick-Ass 2. Like in Miller's Deadpool, Wadlow wanted to show a progression/evolution of Wade Wilson's superhero costume. Setting his pitch apart from Miller's, Wadlow was planning to have the Mark with a mouth go up against the Marauders, a team of supervillains. In the comics, the Marauders act on Mister Sinister's orders. However, it isn't known at this time if Mister Sinister would have appeared in Wadlow's film. What direction were you given with the Deadpool designs? Kelton Cram. We wanted to try a completely new direction with the suit. More of an origin suit, a self-made, makeshift suit made from motorcycle gear. As with most origin stories, this suit would go through a transition, eventually becoming something closer to the one he wears in the comics, much like the suit Blur created for Ryan Reynolds. Deadpool is traditionally drawn with white eyes, which is something director Tim Miller utilized in his film. Was that left out of your designs because superhero films at that time typically avoided the feature? Kelton Cram. I think Jeff Wadlow was going for a more gritty/realistic approach. The white eyes are a bit campy, though I have to admit Fox and Marvel seemed to pull it off with Deadpool and Black Panther, respectively. The non-Deadpool design is of random a.k.a. Marshall Evanstone II, who in the pitch was part of the Marauders, though in the comics, he's actually a member of the Acolytes, and seeing as though the Marauders are associated with Mister Sinister in the comics, does that mean he would have been the main villain in Wadlow's film? Kelton Cram. I'm not really sure if he had a relation to the Sinister character. The basic idea was a Mark with the ability to grow a weapon from his arm. And of course they wanted him to be huge, which is why I went with Stone Cold Steve Austin for the reference. Viewed post.imgur.comHold onto your chimichangas, folks. From the studio that brought you all three Taken films comes the blockbusting, fourth-wall-breaking masterpiece about Marvel Comics' sexiest anti-hero. Starring God's perfect idiot Ryan Reynolds and a bunch of other actors. Deadpool is a giddy slice of awesomeness packed with more twists than Deadpool's enemies' intestines and more action than prom night.